What's up, everybody? Today on Kitchen Science Cooks, we're going to go ahead and turn this beef chuck and bacon into this.
Smoked bacon wrapped beef boudins with a caramelized onion marmalade.
All right, so the first thing we want to go ahead and do is we want to get our chuck out. Now, this is the piece of chuck I got from my local Aldi. Weighs probably about close to 3 pounds. I've got a couple straggler pieces here I want to go ahead and take off. We'll save those for snacks for later. The next thing we want to go ahead and do is take a look at this. Now, I've got some not great cuts right here that I want to go ahead and take off. So this is going to end up being a nice big old piece that will end up pop on the grill. And then for the rest of this, again, we want to go ahead and take it and we want to do some separation. As you can see right there, it kind of comes apart pretty easily. Look, I can continue to keep doing that. Cut this guy down like so. I've got another chunk here and there. So I've got some more pieces right there. And then I've got another lovely piece sitting right here. I'm going to take this little extra chunk of fat off. Cut this guy in half. This is much fat that's sitting in this piece right here. This is going to render out beautifully. This is going to be one of those pieces that we eat and we go, oh my God, this is too rich. But then we're going to end up going right back into it. So we're definitely going to use that guy. Same one here. Except I'm going to give this guy just a little bit of a trim. All right, everybody. Here's our meat. We just went ahead and chopped it up. So let's go ahead and let me show you the next part, which is rolling it. Now, this is some great bacon, some decent hickory smoke that I went ahead and picked up at my local Sam's Club. And the easiest way to do this is simple. You want to go ahead and you want to take the piece. You want to start down in this end. You just want to go ahead and give it a quick spin. You only need to do this once. Once you get finished with that end right there, you want to go ahead and lob it off. And we're going to take this guy and we're going to push it off to the side. And we're going to end up doing the rest of these. All right, so here we go. There they are. They're looking beautiful. We've got the bacon wrapped around. They're great. But we know that when we put them on the grill, the bacon's not going to stay on there. We need to go ahead and ensure that it is. So what we do is we take our piece of string, we lay it down. We take our piece that's wrapped in bacon. We go ahead and lay that down right in the center. Now, when you do this, this is important. You want to go ahead and you want to do a double knot. So we go once, right, and then twice. And the reason that you do this is because when you pull, it stays. It doesn't go anywhere. It stays nice and together. And then we finish the knot off with going through one more time. And then voila, we're done. It's just like that. Fantastic. Now that bacon is not coming off. All right, now since we have bacon on here and the bacon has got a bunch of salt that's utilized to go ahead and build its cure, we don't want to put salt on the entire piece. We only want to go ahead and put salt on the top and on the bottom. So I'm going to do this individually. Now, because of all of the salt that we've got on here, we want to be really, really careful that when we make anything else going on with this, that we really think about how much we're adding. But as far as the black pepper goes, you know me, I love my telecherry. So let's go ahead and get this on and give it a little patty pat. Now let's go ahead and flip them over, do the other side, and then these guys are ready to sit here for a bit while we fire up. All right, everybody, our egg is ready to go. We're rocking this pitter on 250 degrees. We want to let it sit right around there. We want to go ahead and get these guys on. I took the little bit of scraps that we had. I'm going to pop them right here in the back, and we're going to render a little bit of beef tallow. Anyways, we'll go ahead and we'll check on these guys in a half an hour. All right, everybody, now it's time to go ahead and make our onion marmalade. All right, we've got our pan nice and hot. We're now going to go ahead and throw in about 2 tablespoons of butter. We're then going to throw in our chopped onion, give it a little toss. All right, as you can see, we're starting to go ahead and get the color that we're looking for. We need to let these cook down a little bit more so that a lot of them are more consistently this color right there. That nice dark brown, that's what we're going for. All right, everyone, our onions are about where we want them to be. They're nice and caramelized. This is fantastic. Got that nice golden brown that we're looking for. They're almost fried. We don't want fried. We want this nice, deep, sugary, sweet smelling onion to go ahead and come out, which is exactly what we have. So right now we want to go ahead and we want to deglaze the pan. So basically, if there's any bits sitting at the bottom of the pan, we want to go ahead and pull them off. Those bits are called fond. So what we're going to do is add a little bit of apple juice So simply pure pressed apple juice. This stuff is great. If you've never tried it, I suggest you go ahead and go try some. We're going to go ahead and scrape the bottom of the pan so that we can get all those bits off of the bottom. And you'll notice that when we do that, the onions get a lot darker. That's because all of those colors that were involved in that fond starts mixing with the onions. We want to go ahead and do this at least a few times until the onions get this really deep dark color. So essentially what we want to do is we want to cook out as much of that water from our apple juice as we can, and then we want to go ahead and then let the remaining sugars that are there almost burn to the bottom of the pan. That's going to go ahead and build that fond back up, and then we're going to add a little bit more apple juice in to go ahead and do another deglaze, do another scrape with our spoon, and then we're probably going to be ready to go because these guys look pretty close and about ready to go. And then I'm going to go to the next step. All right, we are there. Our onions are super dark and they're definitely ready to go. We've got a little bit more fond and pour in a little bit more apple juice. Gonna go ahead and give it a scrape to get all those brown bits off of there. We're gonna let this go ahead and cook out, and then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go to our next step. All right, everybody, so this is the next step. This is called pectin, and this is a very specific type of pectin. I'm gonna get into it here in a little bit, but basically, we've got about 0.1% of pectin compared to how much of our onion mixture we have right there. And you kind of go on a guess here. I mean, I didn't pull that out, weigh it, and bring it back. I kind of sort of had an idea what it was gonna look like. I weighed the onion. I knew that I was going to add about half a bottle of juice into there. So I pretty much knew where I was going to be sitting, and then I usually drop a little bit of that. So what I want to do is I want to take some pectin, and I want to take a little bit of brown sugar, because whenever you add pectin, at least this type of pectin, there needs to be a saccharide attached to it, or else we end up getting little pectin-y rubber balls, and we don't want that. So we basically just take our brown sugar and our pectin mix, and we mix them together just like so, and then we drop it in. And that's pretty much that. Then I mix this around here like so. The extra water that is ended up sitting in here, we'll go ahead and change. We'll get this gelatinous type mix. And if it ends up looking a little bit thin or a little bit thick at all, just add a little bit more of that apple juice that you went ahead and popped in there earlier. There we go. Now you can actually start to see that pectin reacting and seeing all that thick marmalade goodness that we're actually going for. I'm actually going to go ahead and based on that bubble size, I'm going to add just a little bit more. So I'm about half a bottle. So I'm sitting right around about 6 ounces of apple juice used so far. There we go. That's what I'm looking for right there. You can see those nice, beautiful bubbles sitting in there. This is what we want. To this, we're going to drop the heat down to low. We're going to add in just a scotch of cayenne, just a little bit. We don't want to add too much. All right. I maybe added like a 1/16 of a teaspoon. I really don't want to add a ton because I want to be able to taste everything else. If you guys like a lot of heat going into your food, please go ahead and add a little bit more. The next thing I want to do, I want to throw a little bit more umami in there. So I've got a little bit of Sanji tamari. If you haven't had this before, again, I'm throwing in about a tablespoon or about a teaspoon. And then last but not least, a little bit of aged Calavito balsamic right out of Modena. We're going to then throw in another teaspoon of this too. And that is that. Our marmalade is done. This is perfect. This is just ready to go. This is going to go ahead and go great with our bacon, smoked, poor man's burnt ends. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at those beautiful burnt ends. Look, there's so much beautiful smoke in here we can't even get out. Let's go ahead and grab one and take a look. Look at that. Oh my God, that looks amazing. It's still dripping. They're still super duper soft, which means that they've still got a good amount of time to go. It's been about a half an hour, but I wanted to come out and see how they look. They look amazing. I'm really looking forward to trying all these. So let's go ahead and let them keep smoking. Let's go ahead and check this guy out. Oh yeah. See, we're getting a good amount of fat in there too. That's what we're looking for. That's what we want. So let's let all these guys keep smoking. All right, everybody. We're sitting at about an hour and 15 minutes right now. Oh, okay. So let me just show you what these guys look like because they look amazing. Look at that. Look at that rendered bacon. Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and give them a quick temp and see where they're sitting. I know I need to get a better one of these, but so we're at 159. Ooh, 170. That one's coming off. 170. 166. So it's fair enough to say we want to go ahead and pull these guys off now. So what we're going to do to make life a little bit easier is we're going to pop them into a pan. And so what I've done is it's just a standard third 2-inch hotel pan. I've covered it in foil so that I can get these guys in here like so. And what I'm going to end up doing is doing a little bit of a shallow confit. So we're going to pop a little bit of butter and some of this beef tallow in here that we have. And then we're going to cover these guys up with another sheet of foil. And we're going to let them do a steam roast because, I mean, the way they look fantastic. They're definitely super barky. So I'm not really too concerned about that, but I want to go ahead and get everything else in. So I'm just going to chuck all this in here. All right, so I've got all these guys sitting here. You'll notice we are still nice and tender right now. So I poured the remaining fat in here that we were smoking from all of the leftovers. I'm then going to go ahead and pop in about 4 ounces or about 2 sticks of butter. I then want to go ahead and cover this guy, pop him back on the egg, and just let him smoke. And just let him slowly cook. The egg is still sitting around 275 degrees. It's probably a little hotter right now since I've had this up, but I want to pop that guy in there. I want to let him get up to that 200 degree mark. Right now we're sitting around 165, 170 based on the pieces that I temped. We're going to let the butter soften up what's left in there. We've got plenty of smoke. You'll notice that it was nice and soft when we started, so we'll give this probably another 45 minutes. We'll come back in here and we will check and see if we are at 200 yet. All right, everyone, it's been 45 minutes. We're still holding at about 300 degrees, which is great. That's exactly what we're looking for. So let's go ahead and pop this guy open. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Get you a little closer. I'd say these are good. So that they are done and that they are ready to go. So let's go ahead and let's get them off. Let's get them to rest. All right, everybody, we've got about an hour rest here. Probably went a little bit longer, but I got busy doing some other stuff. So let's check this out. Ooh, ooh. Oh, my goodness. There's still steam coming off of it. Look at that. Look at all that beautiful fat that's sitting in there. Oh, yeah. This is fantastic. Let's go ahead and see. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Get some scissors. So as you can see, the scissors definitely helped. I mangled the bacon a little bit, but it looks pretty good. Now remember, we're building these so that they can be heated up later. So this is supposed to be a snack that you can have at like a party. Specifically for us, this is more geared towards, you know, football and having tailgates and whatnot. But honestly, the way that this is designed, all of it should go ahead and work out for multiple places. Look at that. Look at how that fat rendered. That is so perfect. So we've got our marmalade that we made, the onion and the cayenne, a little bit of balsamic, some soy sauce. Okay. Remember, we threw some pectin in there, some real pectin. All right, let's go ahead and give this guy a shot and see how he is. I want to cut up another one. This one's super. This one's got one of those fat veins running through it. Oh, yeah, look at that. That is fantastic rendering. Look at all the yellow we're getting in there and this nice smoke ring. This is the one that I want to go ahead and try and see how it is. Oh, yeah, look at that. That is great. Let's get a little marmalade. All right, everybody. To your health. Everybody, that is amazing. I know I say this every week that this is a cook you got to do, but honestly, this is a cook you got to do. That fat that we left in there is making all the difference right now. The bacon is fantastic. I was worried about the bacon overpowering this. It didn't. It was great. Oh, this is so good. I'm really going to enjoy eating this with my kids. They're not here right now. They're kind of out with their mom somewhere, but yeah, this was fantastic. Anyways, if you guys like this kind of content, please go ahead and smash that like button. If you have any comments you want to go ahead and leave, please go ahead and put them down below. And if you haven't subscribed and you come here every week and you watch these videos and you learn something out of them, please go ahead and subscribe. That way you let YouTube know that you like this kind of content. They should share it with other people. And as always, have a fantastic barbecue week. And if you're a little bit interested in how we go ahead and we build a lot of our smoked fat. I'm going to go ahead and pop up a card and a video at the end of this to show you possibly another cook that you may be really interested to go ahead and see. And you can check that out and you can tell me what you think of that and go ahead and drop a comment there as well.